4K 60 frames per second recording here on the Xiaomi 15 Ultra. What do you think about this one? The front-facing camera looks pretty nice, has a little bit of HDR going on there in the background here, which is at 4K 60 frames per second not so bad. What do you think about stabilization, about the colors here on the Xiaomi 15 Ultra? And let's compare it with the iPhone 16 Pro. And now I'm recording on the iPhone 16 Pro. This is much more overexposed there in the background, so the HDR is way better on the Xiaomi, at least what I see here on screen. Stabilization as usual on screen is very shaky, but they do it very nicely in post-processing. One of the features that the iPhone has is nice focusing on stuff like here on the Xiaomi phone. 4K 60 frames per second. What do you think about the colors? What do you think about stabilization? Which one is a clear winner for you? Let's record on the main camera sensors. The 1-inch type sensor definitely will win against the iPhone's smaller kind of sensor, 101.28 I think it's the sensor size here. What do you think about this one here? This is the Xiaomi 15 Ultra. This is the iPhone, as you see here. I really have it, so because some people are claiming you don't have it, you're just using some kind of weird phone. It's there. And yeah, 4K 60 frames per second, 4K 120 frames per second are supported, even 8K 30 are supported here, but I'm using 4K 60 frames per second right now. We want to also go to the ultra wide angle, so let's do this just by tapping a button there. We are at the ultra wide angle, so what do you think about this one here? How well is this doing? And yeah, what do you think about the quality of the ultra wide angle, of the stabilization, of the colors and everything else here? And then let's perform a little zoom test. So let's try to zoom in there on the signs to read them. Can you even see them? 2x zoom, it's a bit stuttery there. 3x is much smoother and 4.3x also. Let's go in a bit further. Let's go directly to 10x zoom. Then we can already read the logos there. Let's zoom in even further. This is 15 times zoom. This is 20 times zoom. And I can go even further here up to 30 times zoom. So what do you think about this one here? Let's go back to 1x. And yeah, which one is the winner for you? Let's compare it with the iPhone. So now I'm using the iPhone 16 Pro, little focusing test. This is the Xiaomi 15 Ultra. So how does this perform in terms of stabilization, in terms of colors? 4K 60 frames per second. It can do also 4K 120 frames per second, but there's no 8K recording. How's it handling dynamic range and everything else here? We can, of course, even when it's like a recording, switch between lenses. Cool thing here is that we can go to the ultra wide angle there, and this is also pretty wide. I have a new sensor here. I think for photos it's not the best, and even for videos at least it's stable and has semi-good HDR going on there for this one. The iPhone 16 Pro only has one zoom lens, and this is a 5x zoom, so they borrowed it from last year's 14 Pro Max. And let's try to zoom in here on the signs there. So same position basically. You can go 2x there, you can go 5x, very smooth. Switch lenses, you can see it. And then let's go up to 10x. This is 10x, and we can go up to 15x. This is the maximum zoom. So I think in zoom the iPhone is losing against the Xiaomi. The zooming out and zooming in animation is pretty smooth here. I like this very much. It's a bit smoother than what the Xiaomi is doing. The Xiaomi is yeah, a bit more stuttery there and a bit more mechanical in its zoom, a bit faster as well. This is ultra smooth. Sometimes even might be a little bit too smooth, too slow in a sense. But let's check out the details of both and which one is the clear winner for you. Write it down in the comment section, and let's go to my analysis. When I take a look at the front-facing video, I notice immediately that the iPhone 16 Pro has HDR issues with 60 frames per second. It doesn't do it with 30 frames per second, but with 60 frames per second, everything is overblown there in the background, as you can see. Where on the Xiaomi 15 Ultra, it's also a bit wide and here a little bit overblown, but you can see there a little bit of the clouds and details, so it has better HDR. In terms of like face, we have a little bit like more yellowish face here and a bit more reddish kind of face on the 15 Ultra. Both have good stabilization, but when it comes to clarity, the iPhone is one step ahead of the Xiaomi. You can see it here already. It is very clear and sharp, my face here, but also the background is pretty much very sharp. Where here on the iPhone of the Xiaomi 15 Ultra, you can see my face is not that sharp there. and the background is a slightly bit blurry, so it's doing something in terms of processing to blur out the background a little bit, like a bit of a portrait mode effect that you have here. But what you will notice immediately as well, let's mute it first, is when I play it back, let's go maybe to full screen, there you can see it, it's a bit of like sharpening artifacts that you can sometimes see there that's happening, and it's a bit of grainy there, where on the iPhone we don't have this effect. Stabilization is the same, but the sharpness on the face is much better on the iPhone there, for sure. But yeah, this is a little bit overblown. You can see here how this compares to this one here. It's a bit sharper all over the frame on the iPhone, but overblown in terms of HDR. So the Xiaomi has a little bit of better HDR. What do you think? Which one is your favorite here? Main camera performance looks pretty similar. There are some differences, however, when you take a second look. First of all, the bokeh difference. Yes, it is a bit more creamy on the Xiaomi in comparison to the iPhone, but the iPhone is also pretty creamy. In terms of sharpness, look at this here on the iPhone and compare it to this here on the Xiaomi. Yes, the iPhone is a tad sharper there, but I have to say it is sometimes a little bit too sharp. Look at my hair, it is over sharpened, yes, for sure. The other thing is we have a warmer kind of tint, slightly warmer tint on the iPhone in comparison to the Xiaomi as well. And both behave very good when it comes to the stabilization. Here you can see gunning without any issues. And this one here also, I think even the iPhone may be a slightly bit more stable than the Xiaomi there. Both are doing a fine job, I would say. And also when we go and switch to the ultra wide angle, you can see the difference in terms of animation. So there we go, this is the Xiaomi, very nice animation. And there we go to the ultra wide angle, and let's do the same on the iPhone. There we go. There you can see the difference in terms of animations. It appears to be smoother on the iPhone, but this has something to do with like it's slower. And what we can also see, the iPhone 16 Pro has a wider field of view, for sure, has a little bit better HDR, especially in this kind of area here, where it's like overblown. Let's go see if it like catches up. No, it doesn't catch up. So the iPhone has like better HDR for sure there. But you can also see when I magnify the iPhone, how soft it is here on this side there, where here it is roughly the same uniformity as here in terms of sharpness. So this is a lot sharper here, where this seems to be a little bit softer there on the iPhone there. In terms of color, again, this is a little bit warmed up, where this is like a little bit more true to life, what the color really was. And you can see also here, this is like a little bit softer than here, but pretty much very much the same. And if you get the wider field of view and better HDR on the iPhone 16 Pro, this is pretty good indeed. And yeah, where we will see the biggest difference is probably zoom. You can even like see that I was quite a bit closer. Let's go back. I started zooming from here, where here I started zooming from here. So I was quite a bit further away with the Xiaomi 15 Ultra's ultra wide angle when I started zooming. You can see this like switching when I go to 2x. It has some issue. Hopefully they can fix it, because afterwards, if you switch lenses, it's pretty fast, but it's like not unpleasant looking, I have to say. And yeah, then we can see it here as well, like 2x, this is very pleasant. And then also the 5x, like, which is very pleasant. Go to 10x here, and we go to 10x here as well. There we reached 10x versus 10x. Looks pretty similar. It's a bit more contrasty look still on the 15 Ultra. And when you zoom in and see all the details here, it looks pretty good. Where here, it is like, look at this tree, for example, and look here, it looks a little bit painted already. But here it's still, yeah, natural looking. So yes, in terms of zoom, it's definitely win for the 15 Ultra, when you, especially when you go closer up, like I did now, and compare it with here, and you can see like little bird even caught in flight, how it's looking like, and how this is looking like. Yes, this is like already digital and noise everywhere. where here it's the, could be the optical zoom. When I zoom in further, then it also falls apart. I think here now you can see like flickering and so on. And if I zoom in even further, maximum zoom, it's falling apart, but it's like nowhere near how the iPhone falls apart. And when you, this was already maximum that you zoomed in. So yes, this is like the difference there. A zoom out animation, nice and smooth, and here on the 15 Ultra also nice and smooth. It's just a different kind of animations that we have here. So overall, I think the iPhone has, with the ultra wide angle, definitely a win. With the main camera sensor, I think the Xiaomi 15 Ultra is winning, and with the tele, Xiaomi 15 Ultra is winning. Yeah, selfie is, like I said, also I think a win for the Xiaomi 15 Ultra. So overall, I think the Xiaomi 15 Ultra is slightly better than the iPhone 16 Pro as a general video creation device here for like directly shooting with automatic video mode. But you be the judge, which one do you like better? I can understand if people like the iPhone 16 Pro better with its nice and smooth animation where you barely notice the switch of lenses, which is quite nice. Though I don't like this overexposure with the, or HDR lag on the front-facing camera when recording 4K 60. And the zoom range and zooming in is like a little bit lackluster if you compare it with other flagships like the Xiaomi 15 Ultra. So what is your opinion? Write it down in the comment section. That's everything for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Until the next time.